The slide technique is delicate and precise. We want to make sure that when we're playing we want to make sure that the slider is directly over the fret. There you go. Because when you're playing with your finger, the finger goes just before the fret. But when you're playing with the slider, it goes right over the fret. And you can also do the little swirl with the fingers. You also have to press softly. I have a feeling that you're pressing a little too hard. The da 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 da, and you go. So you can play just the high, and you can play the top three like this. So it goes ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum, and then there's a. So you play do 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 open. Dun. 2, 3, 4, 1. When you're done with the shuffle, there's an up, and then. So it's slowly. 1. Up. And then up again. And then you just go back to the shuffle. The continuity going. There is a beat in between, and that beat keeps the continuity of the beat, because that's what we're doing. When you're playing up here, the same extra up, it's not an extra up, but the upbeat comes between the sliding and the shuffle, so it goes up. Part. So since we're just playing the basic 1, 4, 5, the 1 is this. The 4 is taking your slider and you're putting it on the 5th fret. And there's always that up beat and then the slide. Then you go to the 7th. This is on the 7th fret. Walk down to the 5th. Also articulate. In fact, let's slow down a little bit. In fact, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to change the pattern here just a little bit. So what we're doing is we're playing on the 12th, the 7th, the 5th, and open. So we're also going to play those notes singly or singularly. Actually, so we're going to play the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th. Actually, the 10th. time touching softly, making sure that the slide is over the fret. Let's just, as an exercise, let's go from the 7th to the 5th, and we're gonna pluck on the 7th and then go down with the slide to the 5th. We'll go back and forth, and we'll use the vibrato. And so now what we're doing is we can just play any of those notes in any combination that sounds good to us, but making sure that the slide technique is delicate and precise. Another thing, so when you're playing just the high string, come onto it with the slide not flat but on an angle. All you're playing, all you're touching is the high string. So pluck once and slide numerous times like this. Let's take it another step further. So since we're doing that on the high string, which is a D, we can also do it on the 4th string, which is also a D. And instead of going flat, and instead of going this way, we're going to come on to the string with the pointer with the slider facing down. Just a little bit. One more quick thing. When you're playing on the 4th string and you go down to the 3rd fret, you can walk up towards the low string. Watch. I'm just playing 4th, 5th, and 6th on the 3rd fret. Lesson over. 3rd on the low string, 3rd fret, then the 4th string open, and then the 6th string open. For the record, I'll show you a song that is based on those notes, and it's a famous song from Mississippi Fred McDowell. It's "You Gotta Move." You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. Oh, run along, get ready. You gotta move. And then there's something in between. It goes. And that's just those notes. It's nothing else.
Awesome.
Well, you're awesome. Show you one more thing, and then we'll just go over all of it. Okay? Yeah. So of course, I only know 3 songs, right?
Right.
So,
Okay.
right. Well, I do. I only know 3 songs, and one of them is "A Mannish Boy." And "Mannish Boy" is normally played in the key of G by Muddy Waters, etc. But you can just take your slider. Da, 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 bump, bump, da, bump, bump. When I was a young boy, by the age of 5, my mama said I'm gonna be greatest man alive. Now I'm a man. I'm age 21. I want you to know, baby, we can have lots of fun. Ain't that a man? It just goes on. I spell them. Probably important. So one of the things that when you strum, you don't have to hit all 6 strings each time. So what we're doing here is we're essentially hitting the 5th, 4th, and 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, and I'm not touching the 2 low ones, too high. So you differentiate even when you're strumming. You make sure to strum the right fucking strings. We're strumming the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, not the high and the low. And you can learn to make your hand do that, and that's part of it. And a little bit of the finger work too. Sucks, but just really quickly, we've done the blues scale, but now what we're going to do is we're going to do it, and we're just going to move down a string to begin with to the 2nd instead of the 3rd fret, and we're going to go to the 4th fret. So, and I've done this a million times online, but the scale is 12, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, open. No, fuck the 5th. Don't play the 5th. No. Yeah, play the 5th. I don't know. And there are a million songs that we can play there. But again, just to end it, it's... Oh, okay, and here I'm doing something else. I'm actually pulling off. You can pull off with the slide too. Have to learn that. If you can't learn that within the next 5 minutes, then that's it. I just want you to know that I absolutely make no money from any of this. I do it simply to spread love and the love of the blues, but especially just the smiling stuff. And I make absolutely no money from the movie or the YouTube or Facebook, period. I just don't. So, because it's not meant to be taken the wrong way. What I'm trying to say to you is, when you get this Kickstarter request from me by email, you are to give as much as you possibly can. Send it to all of the people that you know. Send it to all of the peoples that you know, your family and everyone. And you say to them, please, give this Kickstarter monies. They need the monies. And send it to everybody that you know. Everybody. Wife, children, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, friends, colleagues. Everybody needs to get to the Kickstarter. That's what Kickstarters are for. Kickstarters help communities form around artistic projects. And they're projects made by indie filmmakers and stuff, because indie filmmakers, they don't have any monies. That's why. Send this to all of your friends, family, and everyone else. Thank you. This is the final thing. And this is what we're going to work on today. We're going to get to this. This is actually the end of the lesson, but I'm going to make it first. So I've added in my thumb, and I'm pinching in the first one. So it's a pinch and slide, pinch and slide, pinch and slide, bum, bum. And it ends with, instead of a slide, instead of sliding with the slide, you just play the third, the second, and the fourth. that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to learn. The fucking hard way. When we practice on the slide, we're not necessarily practicing the, I mean, there's two things we're practicing. We're practicing the tone, the making sure to play over the fret, and we're also practicing the technique, being gentle, being accurate with the slide, going right over the fret. That's where the sound comes from. But being gentle and sweet sounding with the slide by touching it softly and learning to move it back and forth gently. It's a gentle thing. You can feel well, but you're always good. Exactly. I mean, goodness is, wellness is a, so, you know, goodness is good. You feel well. You don't have to feel good because you already fucking are good. It's just, well, I mean, he said you're gonna break your arm, and I fucking broke my arm. But I was not going to give him the satisfaction of letting him know that it was on the fucking skateboard. So I told him it was. I fell off my bike, and he died without me telling him the truth. So let's start on the 12th fret, and so I mean the 12th fret is right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
right.
making sure. What strings are you playing there?
Now here I'm playing the 2nd and the 3rd, because when you play in open D, if you eliminate the low string, these strings are just the same as if you're playing in open G. So then there's that famous song that I play, Ramblin'. Well, anyhow, but so in fact, let's not do that. Let's just play on the 12th fret. We'll play the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings, and what we'll do is we'll gently we'll stay within the 12th fret and slide from the the top of the 11th to the top of the 12th like this. And when you're using your slide, give a little vibrato. So. Imagine a disc-shaped object. It is made of oats. And wheat. Chocolate chips or raisins, yeah. But you're home alone. Your wife is at a climate change activism meeting, and you got no idea what you're gonna call that round thing with the oatmeal and the wheat and the raisins and the chocolate chips. Imagine it's about this thin, and it's crispy. It can be crispy, or it can be sort of I don't even know how to describe it when it's not crispy. It's sort of soft and sweet. Oh, right. We'll put some sugar in this thing that we're going to create. What should we call it? A disc? A crispy disc? A crispy round disc, about this big, about this thick, with oatmeal, raisins, chocolate chip, wheat, sugar, and I don't know what the fuck else, maybe some butter. I think we'll call it a disc. Yes, a frisky disc. And you can eat it. But my wife, she's not home. And I don't know how to make a crispy disc. I don't know. So if any guy down the internet know how to make a crispy disc, please tell me how to do it. Maybe I could go down to the store and buy the ingredients. Oh, I don't know. I want a crispy disc so bad. A crispy disc. Yeah, you could also call it a fucking cookie.